What's up, YouTube? We got a new video for you guys today. Today we're going to be comparing the different car brands, car manufacturers, and we're going to be doing a tier list ranking.
Yep, and so we know this is like a trend now, so we're just going to hop on this trend bandwagon and we're going to copy everyone else and, see how you guys like it, because you guys may like it, you guys are car fans, and we are too.
And let us know in the comments below if you disagree with some of these. We have S tier all the way down to F, so S, A, B, C, D, F. F being the worst, S being the best, and we'll have 32 of the main car brands that we think people will know or have an opinion on.
Yeah, S being Supra, by the way. And just a warning, this may be triggering for some. So
yeah, there's some bold predictions I think in here, but yeah, let's get to it and subscribe if you want to see more content. And we got lots of cool content coming for you, so smash the like button, subscribe, and support us. Well, let's get to it.
Let's get started with Acura. To me, Acura, just a fancy Honda, I think, but I know they got the Acura NSX and the legendary older NSX, and that's about it for me.
Yeah, my family had an Acura. It went 200,000 miles, no issues. I like the Type S. I love the NSX. I'm good to put it at C or B. Whichever.
I'm good with C. Are you?
C.
That's
C
cool.
is good.
All right.
Let's move it to C. I like B, but I think C is probably a more relevant. One.
Yeah. And on to the next one with Alfa Romeo. Fancy Italian car, more sporty than luxury, and I do like the Quattroporte and the Giulia and the Stelvio. Pretty nice.
You didn't even mention the 4C, man.
That's 4C, the carbon tub.
Carbon tub, no AC, pure driving experience. Yeah. But I don't know. I just feel like they fall short. They don't really. They have luxurious, they have sporty, but they don't have like reliable or affordable.
Yeah.
So I say once again C. I hope we don't put too many things in C, but I think C is probably.
I would go C. And correct us if we're wrong. I think the V6 is derived from the Ferrari engines, but let us know in the comments.
Let us know.
Yeah.
So we have Acura and Alfa. They're doing the different things, but they're pretty much on the same level.
Yeah.
Next, Aston Martin. I like Aston Martin.
Yeah, me too. I like it because James Bond and all that stuff.
007. I think they make cool cars. They sound good. They're decently reliable because it's like a Ford, I think. I think Aston Martin's a Ford.
Let us know.
I would say higher than Acura. I think definitely higher than Alfa because they're both that kind of sporty, sporty thing. I would say B. What do you
I would go A or B, but definitely maybe a B is a better place.
I think B is probably more suitable. Next, Audi.
Audi, it's cool. I think it's like, there's BMW and Mercedes, and then there's Audi like behind, and it's just there.
But I would put Mercedes, Audi, BMW, but kind of maybe on the same kind of grouping. I think
same grouping.
I like Acura more than Audi, but
you do.
I think Audi's like a more consumer-friendly brand. They're pretty reliable.
And they're
luxurious. They're quick,
modern, and
modern.
More like Tesla, like minimalistic kind of thing. Like
the new stuff, e-tron and all that is pretty cool. Audi R8, I love it. Audi R8.
Yeah,
it looks cool. I'm good for B. Is that what you're
good for B too? Yeah, cool. I just like to mention A and the S and the RS. They're all like fast. I mean, the A is fast, and then kind of goes up higher in the list.
Next, we have Bentley. I'm personally not a fan of Bentley. I thought you were, but maybe not.
Yeah, you know what? I mean, I like their Continental and the older Continentals, but to me, like, Bentley is just part of like the big franchise of like Volkswagen, Porsche, Bentley, all that stuff. And I kind of like I think they're like a European version of GM. So I don't know. Bentley, I put probably in D.
I would say D or F. I'm not personally a fan of Bentley. I think they're too expensive. I know they're fast and luxurious, but that's not really my type of car, besides the fast part. But I think they're expensive and luxurious, and I don't need crystal glasses and that. I'm good for D or F, so you said D.
D, yeah.
So we'll throw it in D. Now we have BMW, which might trigger some people. There's not an S. What? How is BMW not an S? But
oh my gosh,
definitely
you
don't
think they're S? So
no, I don't.
Sorry for you guys. No,
you guys might.
Yeah, I know there's hardcore BMW fans, but they're just like a sports car, I mean. And
the new ones, man, the new grills are getting absolutely crazy to me.
Yeah.
I know they're definitely not reliable. I would say C, but I know you might like them a little bit more than me.
I mean, to be honest, no, I'm not a fan of BMW.
No. I like the M's, but to me, I'd rather have a different. I would rather have an RS3 than an M3.
Yeah, me too.
So I think that
Especially
C
now.
is probably
Yeah, let's
where
put
we
it
should
in
put it.
C.
Don't add us. Just comment your hate so the algorithm helps us.
We're just stating the facts too.
Yeah. Bugatti.
See, they're also a part of that Bentley. Bugatti's Bentley, Volkswagen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Bugatti, once known as like the fastest car, production car. I don't know if they still are or not. I don't know. I don't follow that. But also, personally, I'm not like a fan of just really fancy out of my price range cars. I'm not a fan.
I agree. I think they're doing one thing good and people love them, but they're kind of unattainable. And there's tons of things you got to go through to get one.
Mm-hmm.
I would personally say D, but I think C is probably better overall just because it is a Bugatti. It's an amazing piece of.
And I mean D, we can't lowball it at D, so I think C is the better option.
Sure. I think C is probably the better. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Next we got Chevy.
Chevy, known for the Corvettes, Camaros.
Yeah. I'm a fan of Corvettes. I know they're fast and they're higher than like a Mustang GT and higher than a Camaro SS, but I don't know. I am not really a fan of Chevy. Between Chevy, Ford, and Dodge, I least like the Chevy.
Mm-hmm.
And you agree with that?
I do agree with that too. But yeah, I love the Camaro and Corvette. But maybe Chevy belongs, I think, C or D.
I think I would love to put them at D just because I don't like them, but I think the Corvette is kind of always, like when the Stingray came out, the C7, it was like the new thing and people were obsessed with it.
Yep.
Now the C8 came out and people are obsessed with that. I feel like they're always engineering something that's exciting to fans, especially the Corvette. I think the Camaro falls short, but I think overall as a brand, they're a C, not really much of a D. Mm-hmm. We gotta start putting stuff in some A and S and F range.
I know, yeah. We're getting there.
But Dodge, I know it's a Ram, it's a logo, but there's not really a Dodge logo, but just say Dodge. But what are your thoughts?
Dodge, they're really impressing us with their V8 stuff and all the muscle car. They're like one of the last muscle cars we have out there because they're the only ones with the square body left. We got the Challenger and yeah.
I think they know exactly what they're doing. Like Ford kind of went to the sports car, Chevy went to the sports car. Dodge is just like, no, screw that. We're just gonna stick with our roots and just go pure muscle.
They know what we want, and they have different types of V8 engines too. They got the 5.7 for the RT, and then the 6.2 for the Scat. Or no, 6.3 for the Scat, and then I think the regular.
I'm good to put them in a B. What do you think?
B.
Yeah. Cool. We agree.
Yeah.
Ferrari. What are your thoughts? You don't like Ferrari.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of those, like I said before, with Bugatti, just, out of the price range things. But I know you got to have some type of prestige with to own a Ferrari. So, I mean, I would just put them into A right away. Or
I would put them into A as well. I think we agree there. I love the F50, F40, Enzo, LaFerrari.
Yep.
It's just people, when they see them, they love Ferrari. They're like, wow, that's a Ferrari. And it's like recognizable to everybody. So I think A is probably a good place for them. Our first A. And next, we're going to go to our first S, which is Ford.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they did beat him in the movie, so
yeah, one of my favorite movies. But I think it's biased if I wanted to put them in S.
Yeah, because you have 3 Fords. You own 3 Fords.
Yeah, but I would say realistically A and B. But I know you're probably more at a B or C.
Well, they're definitely better than Chevy, like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so I think A is probably too high for Ford. I would say B. The Ford GT is amazing. It's going up in value. The Mustang is amazing. The Bronco is amazing. The SVT Lightning is amazing.
I know. Yeah, you're right. Ford. Yeah.
Ford B, I think. Are they on the same level as Dodge? I feel like they're even ahead of Dodge, but
probably more than Dodge. Yeah, but
But Audi, I think B is probably a fair assessment. Next,
Honda. My brother owns a Honda Civic. I mean, you see those everywhere. They always got the fart cannon in the back, so I don't know. I just kind of dislike them already. But I do appreciate the Type R, right?
Yep.
And what else? The SI. I mean,
the S2000.
S2000. It's nice, but I would put it at D.
I would put it at D. The first thing that pops in my mind when I hear Honda is Honda Odyssey, and I just don't really care for the Honda Odyssey.
Yeah.
And I know the S2000 is iconic and the Type R is great, but I would put them in D.
See?
Next, we have
Hyundai.
Hyundai, which is the...
It's the italicized version of Honda. Gosh.
It's a fake Honda,
Yeah, fake Honda. When I grew up, that's what I used to think. And straight away, I think it's enough.
I think so too. Sorry, Jess, but I just don't think the Hyundai is. It's not really that reliable. It's not good looking. It is affordable, which is good, and it's cheap to fix, but it just doesn't really excite me at all.
Yeah.
And I think we have our first F.
I hear the starters go pretty quick too. So
Next, Infinity and Beyond.
oh, because of that, we might have to push it up. But
What do you think?
well, Infinity, I just think it's like a fancy Nissan, and yeah, I think they look cool with the body styles and everything, but I think they're owned by too many ghetto people, to be honest.
Oh, don't add us. Please don't add us.
Oh, yeah.
Don't get us demonetized, even though we're not monetized, but
Yeah.
or get us to monetize. That works too. Infinity, I would say I like the sound. I like the old generation of the G35, G37, but I would still put them at D because recently I haven't been excited about like the Q60 was kind of fall flat for me. I would put them at D.
Yeah, D.
Good. We've been agreeing. I think it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Jaguar.
Jaguar, cool. I'm a fan. Yeah.
I'm also a fan. As you guys might know, click the link up there. I drove a Jaguar F-Type. Loved every second of it. The sound, the supercharged V6. The sound was amazing. The looks are probably the best in the market.
I mean, I'm a fan of the emblem too. It's unique.
Cool.
You know, there's the Jaguar right there, and yeah, I like the body styles too. Like they're cool.
What do you think? In what letter? Let's say a letter. In 3, 2, 1.
C.
P. Oh, geez, no.
I don't know. Where do we put them?
I think they're better than Alpha. I think if we have Alpha there and Bugatti and Chevy, we don't really love those.
Yeah.
And I think we're both a fan of Jaguar. I would be okay with putting it B. Are you okay with that?
Sure. Yeah. B is fine.
I got him.
Good negotiator.
Jeep. I owned a Jeep.
You did, yeah. Do you know more about it?
I like them. They're reliable, decently reliable, good in the snow, cheap to fix, and they make some cool models. Obviously the SRT8,
Compass.
the Jeep Compass, which is the one I used to own. The Gladiator's now really cool, brought back. The Wranglers.
Yeah. And
I think
the Trackhawk. Let's not forget.
Yeah, the Trackhawk, the Trailhawk. I know you like Trailhawk
Yeah.
too. I think people love Jeep. I think it's an icon, and people like them. I would even say, personally, I would say C, but I think the majority of population would say B, because I feel like there's a lot of people out there that are like, my dream car is a Jeep, you know?
Really? Wow. I mean, if whoever says that, I kind of feel sorry for.
What?
Well, what kind of Jeep are we talking?
Like a Wrangler, like, you know, with the doors off, driving to
car?
the beach in the night.
Yeah.
Just because it's obtainable, people can afford it.
Yeah.
I would say
fair,
C.
Yeah, I mean, I would prefer the Bronco over the Wrangler, but yeah, I mean, we have options now. That's the cool thing.
So let's just move forward to S and put it.
Okay.
No.
S for, we'll decide later.
I would say C.
C, sure.
C is
yeah.
fair.
Yeah. Koenigsegg.
Koenigsegg. What do you think?
Not sure what kind of emblem that is, but I know they're very like rare type cars. They only make very limited models of them, and like the very rich 1% have them. So I think because of that reason, it's just gonna have to go to S, to be honest.
Yeah, I've seen Need for Speed the movie. Have you seen it?
No. I've seen maybe Fast 1, Fast 2.
Fast and the Furious.
Fast and Furious are not the same thing?
No, Need for Speed is a really, really good driver's movie. Like all the sounds are legit, and the cars are like.
Is that where they roll up with the three Koenigsegg's?
Yeah, you've seen the scene.
I've heard.
It's like one of my favorite scenes. Like the doors go up. There's 3 Koenigsegg's. The doors like the garage doors that might go up, and then the doors just like go up like sideways, like nothing like anything else. I think they're super expensive, but you know it proves like, hey, you like cars. Like you're not just gonna get a Lambo or something like that. I think they're really car enthusiasts. You're down for S? I think that's what you're thinking.
S.
I think S is probably better than Ferrari in my opinion. Next we'll go to Lamborghini. What do you think?
Lamborghini.
Lamborghini.
I love like you said, Mercy. Like the Mercy, the Countach, the Diablo. Like,
do you like the new stuff though, or are you just really?
I like the newer stuff. I think the event store is getting old already for me. There's a new one though. I mean, they all look good, but yeah. I just know that they're more accessible than Ferrari. And Ferrari, I feel like if you're gonna buy a new Ferrari, you need to apply for it or something. So Lambo is just more accessible.
I think the sounds, starting from the beginning, the Diablo, the Countach, the Mercy, all those just iconic sports cars. Like I swear, probably half of you guys watching had a Lamborghini poster and you're hanging in your bedroom when you were young.
Yeah.
So I think, personally for me, it's an S. I think if people ask me, hey, what's one car you buy if you had the money? It might be Lamborghini. The sound is amazing. The old school, even the new school, they're bringing it with the cool cars.
Yeah,
I think S.
I guess because they also made most of people's childhoods. So yeah, it makes sense.
Every time you see a Lambo, you're like, whoa, that's a Lambo. You know what it is, even people that aren't car people know what it is.
Yeah, even if you see a C8, oh, that's a Lambo. Like, it's always Lambo. So yeah.
Yeah. Next, Land Rover. What are your thoughts?
Land Rover, just based off Doug DeMuro, I just know like they're pretty unreliable, but he's got a good warranty on it, so that's all good. But I don't know, I'm not a huge fan.
I like Defenders. I like the new, sort of new Range Rover Supercharged. I think it's cool that they just put a supercharged V8 in a Range Rover.
Evoque, right?
No. I think it's just HSC is like the V8, but not the supercharged. I think 2008 they started making them. Supercharged Range Rover that can go off-roading. I know expensive and unreliable. So for that reason, I'm not going to put it in an F. I think it's better than Hyundai. I would personally say D. What do you think?
Me too, yeah.
D?
That's
Okay,
perfect.
Cool.
Yeah.
We got agreeing. That's good to hear because obviously imports in American. Like Lexus. I think we might differ here. I like Lexus a lot.
I like Lexus too. I mean, like, you know how the Honda and Acura kind of theme is going on? Like, there's a Toyota Lexus theme, but Lexus is just like on a higher tier of fanciness and luxury.
Yeah, I think they're definitely, as you see, we have Aston in B, Acura in C. I think they're definitely on the Aston.
Yeah.
Kind of Audi. I even think they're higher than Audi, but I not enough to put them in A.
Yeah.
The Lexus LFA is one of the best cars.
Yeah.
One of my favorite cars, best sounding, underappreciated.
Yeah. I think that's Jeremy Clarkson's favorite car too.
Really? The LFA?
I think that's what he said.
So what are we agreeing? Ready? 3, 2, 1. B. Hey,
B.
finally it worked this time.
Yep.
We'll put it to B. I think it's. I wish there was a A and a half or B and a half, which was a little bit higher than B. But Maserati, David Maserati.
Oh,
that's his nickname in high school.
High school, college.
Now.
But now. Well, I'm just gonna go straight ahead down to F.
I agree. I mean, the sound is amazing, but they're unreliable. They look nice, but they're expensive, unreliable, and there's just like a certain status when you have a Maserati. Like, I think you've said this before, that people that get Maseratis aren't really car people. They just want the status of Maserati.
I mentioned that a long time ago. And yeah.
I think F. What do you think?
Yeah, F2. If I can go be G.
Oh, you might even go even lower than that. Wow. Next, McLaren. What do you think?
McLaren definitely up there. Not that I'm thinking of it. Bugatti is like all the way down there. But no, I feel like McLaren should be around the A. Just because, like, you know, I like their hustle. You know, they're a newer company and they're already making all these nice cars and everything. So
yeah, I think they kind of they were like a newer brand and then kind of out of nowhere just kind of started playing with the big guys like Lamborghini. Now they're a direct competitor to them. Obviously they have the F1, but the P1 is an awesome car. MP412C, really, really iconic car. Kind of brought them on the map. And now with the Senna and all these big cars, I think they're on Ferrari level, and I prefer them over Ferrari, but not as much as Lamborghini. So you think A is?
I would say A.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Mercedes, my favorite.
Your favorite?
Yeah, I love AMGs, and my mom has a C300, and after that I just kind of like fell in love with it.
Watch the review.
And then I always looked it up and like looked at reviews, and yeah, I just love Mercedes. So if I would do A, but it just makes more sense to put them at B.
Yeah, I can't go A, sorry. I don't think they're on McLaren Ferrari level.
Their body styles are so similar amongst all the classes.
But I kind of like that the special ones are subtle, so people that know what they are going to know, and the other people just don't really know, and I kind of like that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with B. I like them more than BMW for sure.
Yeah.
And I like them similar to Audi, but I think they're definitely in the B range.
Yeah. And Mitsubishi's next.
You want to introduce this one?
Yes. If you haven't watched the video of me getting that Mitsubishi Eclipse. I did just recently buy a used Mitsubishi Eclipse, but it's my favorite. It's convertible, manual, stuff like that. And I originally did own a Lancer, so Mitsubishi, you know, they're known for their reliability and all that, but they're a smaller Japanese company. And I'll put them down to D.
I love this car. It's so good. I'm so excited, dude.
It just makes sense.
But I agree. I think they're not F because they've had some iconic cars, the Evo, the Spider. I guess that's it.
Yeah, they don't really make much cars, but you know.
But they didn't try too hard. They weren't like going too crazy. I know they're in the bike game as well, but I think they're probably D. Definitely not F. I would say they're definitely better than Maserati.
I would put them down to F just because of their Eclipse revival. You know, they're an SUV now, the Eclipse. It's just like, what the heck?
What?
It's like a Mustang doing the Mach-E.
No.
Yeah, sorry.
At least it's fast.
Yeah. Oh.
But
Well,
next.
Nissan, Mitsubishi's cousin. But the worst cousin.
Yeah, the cousin that you only see at Christmas time. And don't really. I know what you guys are saying. But the GTR is the holy grail. Yeah, maybe 10 years ago. Now they've kind of, in my opinion, have just stayed the same for the last 10 years.
Yeah.
Like, they were the forefront of 0 to 60 and four-wheel drive performance and all of those things. And now everyone does it. And they haven't really moved. Like, yeah, they're really quick, but they're getting to supercar money. Like $160,000 for Nissan. It just, in my opinion, doesn't really fit.
Yeah, same. Like the 370Z we looked at, nothing's changed in 10 years. And now they're coming out with the 400, and then on top of that, they're going bankrupt. So you know, it's just not a good image for them. They should go to F.
Going back to the 400, the 400Z, I feel like they waited too long. It's like they waited for everyone to complain until they were like, you need to change it. Then you changed it rather than being proactive maybe 3 years ago, updating it.
It's true.
Pagani, what do you think?
To be honest, I don't know Pagani, but I just know they're sort of in that SA range. Limited production, nice stuff, but I honestly don't know.
I guess I can talk a little bit about it.
You know more.
In 2015, I was on Rodeo Drive, and a Pagani matte black Huayra rolls by me, and the sound was just so... I've never heard anything like it, and I loved every second of it. I will never forget that moment.
Wow.
So in my opinion, they're S. I think they're all perfectly handcrafted, but if you feel differently, we can put them in A, and I would be okay with that.
Just because of how touching your story was, I think it was S. Too.
S?
Yeah.
Horatio, I think is his name. Horatio Pagani.
Oh.
Is his
Hiroshima.
name. Good job. You did good. You're playing with the big dogs. I know you're less production than all these other guys, but I think people appreciate the cars. Porsche.
It's quality, not quantity. Porsche, yeah. Porsche. Yeah, like I mentioned, same with like Volkswagen, Porsche, you know, GM, basically. Everyone loves Porsche, but I just don't. It's like a Beetle. It reminds me of a Beetle.
What's wrong with the Beetle?
Volkswagen. It's just yeah, like Jeremy Clarkson says the same thing too. It looks like a Beetle. What is it? Porsche 911. Yeah.
911. So what letter are you thinking?
I would put him in C.
C.
Straight up.
Okay. I think the performance alone, not even looking at the looks, that 911 is amazing. It beats Huracans and all these cars that are a little bit more expensive.
Dang.
And it kind of looks like, for people that want subtle, I think there's a huge market for subtle Porsches that can beat anything on the road.
Mm-hmm.
So for that reason, I would bring them up to B, but I'm kind of impartial. I would say to B or C.
Yeah, and also their trim levels don't make sense, like Turbo S, Turbo...
Yeah, you know what? You persuaded me. I think C, and I know we're going to get hate in the comments, but...
Just makes sense.
But let us know in the comments what you think. Put it why we're wrong, and maybe we'll take that into consideration. Next, Rolls Royce.
Yeah, this is like the ultimate luxury, super fancy for no reason. If you have like unlimited money, this is what you get, I think. It is. It's overpriced too.
But I'm just not that kind of guy.
Me too.
I don't care about luxury. I'd rather feel the car shifting and feel that experience. And for $250,000, I don't need the umbrella in the door. I just take it out of the car and you open it when you open the door.
Yeah.
Not that big a deal. And I'm not putting them anywhere S, A, or B. Anywhere else, you can do it.
They don't deserve it. I mean, they're trying too hard, and like they make V12s and they just soundproof them so much. Like, why would you
make a V12, but the car weighs 6,000 pounds? It's like, what's the point?
Yeah. Make a V12 and it's quieter than a Tesla. Like, what the heck?
It's the status of the Rolls Royce. You have the, what is it, spirit of
ecstasy
popping out.
Don't do drugs, anyways.
With drugs, kids.
Yeah.
I say C, D, or F. You can put them on any of them, and I will be fine.
D. I'll put them in D. Yeah.
Cool.
My clip's faster. Subaru. Ooh, this is what I own. I daily drive a Subi.
Subi gang.
It's an Impreza. It's not a WRX, so.
So what do you think? Because I was biased with the Ford, and we kind of brought me down. So you tell me what you think, and I'll bring you down.
Honestly, I think they're about the same. I would say C or D. I mean, like
C or D?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not like a huge fan of them. I mean, I wish they made like the, what do you call it? The BRZ. I wish they put more power into it, more like a turbo.
Yeah.
But no, they don't listen to us. They just care about their economy, their fuel economy, and all that stuff. And they won't even put a turbo in it. Like, what the heck? And then WRXs get turbos and all that. I don't know.
I think the WRX is kind of falling flat for me. Like, I know they're revamping it a little bit, right? The BRZ they're revamping. But
Yeah.
I'm not excited about their cars. Like, when I see a WRX, I'm like, there's my neighbor. Like,
Yeah.
everybody
owns one.
every sort of car guy owns a WRX.
Mm-hmm.
And to me, it's just kind of boring. I wish they had, like, something cool. Like, the old STI Imprezas was really cool. I liked them. But now I just don't really care for them.
Yeah. I mean, the new one's going to have 400 horsepower, which is pretty nice.
Yes, cool.
Yeah, I just wish they'd translate that to the BRZ, and for that, it's going into D.
One thing that the Subaru was good at, though, is four-wheel drive. I mean, I'm
Four-wheel
not gonna-
drive,
that's-
symmetrical,
It's been really
it's
good.
standard. Yeah, can't argue.
Next, Toyota.
Toyota.
I want to hear your thoughts, and then I'll get my thoughts.
Well, Toyota, Subaru, Toyota owns like a partial share of Subaru, and you know most of their cars are kind of similar. But Toyota is like really stepping it up with all their, like the CRV, right? No, that's Honda.
You mean the RAV4?
RAV4.
Yeah.
Never mind. I don't know Toyota then.
You don't know. You want me to say? Okay.
No, well, I would put them higher than Subaru. That's what I would do.
I would agree. I
Yeah.
think
Supra, forgot about that.
the Supra is iconic. I know that's basing the car on one, basing the brand on one car, and we shouldn't do that.
Mhm.
But look at their reliability. I mean, they have one of the best reliabilities of any car brand.
Damn, you're right.
They're affordable. They look good if you get the Supra and some other cars. And look at the FJ Cruiser. I like the old Land. What is it? Not Land Rover, obviously. The Forerunner.
Oh yeah, Forerunner.
The old Forerunners are really cool. I want to put them in B. I don't think they're that upper echelon, even though the reliability is great. The Supra, they kind of fell flat with the new Supra. I would say B, but I know you were kind of in the D's, so.
No, I would say. I mean, dang, like they're gonna be the same as the Lexus. Like
The reliability alone is probably better than all of these cars.
you're right. You're right.
So for that reason, I say B. And I know, like these other cars have these performance and reliability, but Toyota's done that in the past. They've had that
Yeah.
2JZ Supras.
Oh my gosh, you're
Beats
right.
everything.
Then I would probably put Lexus up into A. Now that you mention it,
You think?
I think it deserves it.
You know I love Lexus. The LFA is probably one of my favorite cars.
I think it has to.
We're
go
gonna do
up.
it? We're
yeah.
gonna do Lexus
Yeah,
up?
this is weird, but we're doing it.
Are we gonna move Ford up as well?
Maybe next.
I'm kidding.
Later discussion.
And we have two more.
Oh, two
We have
more.
Tesla, and we have Volkswagen.
Yeah. Tesla, the first, the only electric vehicle in here, like the only fully electric.
Fully electric.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
I think they did pretty good with the electric car movement, the EV movement. So, if it wasn't for them, honestly, like we wouldn't be in this new age of EVs.
Mhm.
Honestly, I think for that reason and like their affordability on the Model 3, trying to get everyone to go into this thing, A or S, just for that.
I have to agree. I personally don't love electric cars.
Me too, me.
But the thing is, as a commuter, well, used to be a commuter, probably will be eventually.
Mhm.
I like to drive an electric car. You don't have to worry about gas, and you just go home and you plug it in, and you never have to go to a gas station again.
Yeah.
And they're fast, and they look nice. And if you guys are car guys and aren't on the electric vehicle wave, it's fine. But maybe it's time to open your eyes. I don't know. I like them a lot. I think they're cool. The new Roadster's coming. I'm really excited about. The old Roadster, I was excited about. Still am. I kind of hesitate to put them on S, but I think they kind of deserve it. Like they've kind of been the
Yeah.
forefront of electric cars.
Yeah, they kind of started it for all the other brands to follow suit. So
What do you think?
just for that, I'd say S. Yeah.
For that reason, I'm in.
Wow.
And we got one left, Volkswagen. What do you think?
Volkswagen. Well, they are like the German brand, the German engineering marketing term. So, but you know, they're not on the same level as Audi, Porsche, Mercedes, BMW. I'd put them down to D.
I would too. I mean, they don't really. I know the GLI is cool, the GTI is cool, the Golf R is cool, but I'm not really excited about any of those. And I'm not really sure of the reliability. I feel like the term that I hear is they're the most broken down, like on the side of the road, like, oh, it's just a Jetta. Like I know Jetta's a part of Volkswagen, but it is a big part of their brand, or used to be.
Mm-hmm.
So I would say D. Is that what you said, D?
Yeah, D. Put them in D.
Okay. We'll put them in D. And that concludes, and now we can kind of take a look if we would like to move any up or down really quickly. And eventually, basically what our plan is, we're going to put these all in a bracket, starting with S, competing against an F, and kind of do like a March Madness style bracket to see what the best overall car brand is.
Yeah. But like just at first glance, like this list looks pretty balanced.
I agree.
And yeah, I mean, compared to other videos you might have watched, this is probably the most well thought out of list. And you know,
I know it's long, so if you're with us still, thanks for sticking with us.
yeah, if you're this bored, thank you. But yeah, you got two reliable car guys and made out well thought out list. So I think we did pretty good.
I think we did good. Please subscribe and
Mm-hmm.
click the like button if you like the video. We have lots of more videos planned for you guys. Some content with the Subaru and the Mitsubishi and the Fords.
Yep.
We'll definitely keep you guys entertained. But just like that,
AVI out.